Yeah, and it was also interesting the way that Mineski shuffled because a lot of people were criticizing pretty heavily Moon for their performance at TI8, right?
Yes, yes.
There were some seriously questionable plays, but the thing is, when those things happen, the way they happen, it's very easy to blame the clear person that's doing it, but there was definitely a collapse within the team between the members.
Exactly. I mean, that's kind of the thing that when, to use a different example, when we talked about Virtus Pro and the struggles that they were having early at TI, it's easy to point to Ramses' numbers and say, okay, well, why is all of a sudden Ramses was this elite first 15-minute farmer in the safe lane all season long, and all of a sudden those numbers, at least through the group phase, were just way, way off. What's wrong with Ramses? But obviously, it's not just about him. It's about other teams recognizing that that's sort of been the key to their success, along with Roger being just a god tier player and putting pressure on that. There's not much you could do to shut down Roger, frankly. But anyway, back to this series. The meta in this region has been very different throughout much of the playoffs. I think it's converged a bit toward what we've seen in the other regions as we've neared the tail end of the playoff phase. And, all of these 5 heroes so far in this draft, things that we've seen in other regions so far. The Shadow Shaman never really left SEA. DJ had still persisted with that hero, made it look really good. The Nature's Prophet, more likely to be a core in the SEA region. And of course, Kunkka is just, making plays all over the place.
Yeah, Kunkka, of course, that beautiful hero to actually pick in the mid lane. The ability to just nuke down most popular ones. And the Brew coming out this stage. Brew is a hero that seemingly has just been disappearing from a lot of these games recently with the changes.
Yeah, I think I think Brew sort of priced himself into a nerf when 5-position Brew got really, really big. The team had a pretty close-up look about the fact that his passive was enable him, I guess not a passive anymore, that his crit was enabling him to trade a little bit too efficiently in lane. And you really wonder now, I said that in this region, the Nature's Prophet is more likely to be a core, but you have to wonder with the Nature's Prophet and the Brewmaster on board, you expect that one of those is going to be a core and the other support. This AM pick, I think, is okay, but it's a response to the Darkseer, obviously. And we saw that in a couple of games yesterday, one game in particular, where if you get this AM versus Darkseer lane, Darkseer just runs around with no mana and is basically having to Soul Ring to pop Ion Shell, and that's it.
True, but you did pick a AM with a Kunkka on the field already, so you do have the means to catch him when he's trying to split push. Same for the Prophet, actually. We saw a similar case yesterday, right, with the Kunkka against these two heroes, in fact. And it didn't bode well for their split push potential.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the idea there is basically that Kunkka can only be in one place, right? Kunkka's not a hero that's gonna, build super early bots and move around the map all that much. He's trying to really create a lot of action at one space and either get pickoffs or create team fights with his combo. So he can't really control both of these heroes at the same time. But yeah, you're generally going to have kill threat on at least the Nature's Prophet. And okay, I say that. And the last Mineski game that I'm finding with Nature's Prophet was Pylai Die on the support Nature's Prophet in a very convincing win that they had over TNC. So that's very much in play here.
Now, come on, Haas. It's better now, all right? Most recent patch. Sprout, you now eat those trees, you get 2 times regen. No, not selling you on this? Is that not convincing? All right.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like they ran it again against Boom ID in the last time that these two teams matched up.
Okay.
So
it's probably Pi on the Prophet, most definitely. Like
yeah, and I think like I should have sort of triggered this in my head a little bit earlier, because I think Pi is support Nature's Prophet is a hero that plays so much to his strength. Pi is a support with just excellent map awareness, right? I mean, if you look back to the Shanghai Major, when arguably he was playing the best Dota of his career, it was him who was calling the shots on a lot of those secret smokes when they were taking really unusual angles into these fights. This Boom ID draft, this is vicious. This is really vicious. Playing AM into PA is just miserable because you're gonna have to fight her at some point, and the amount of farm lead that you need to be able to man fight PA as an AM is not fun. Okay. Now I like the fact that they do have the core Tiny to deal with the PA, so his combo is going to threaten her well into the game, but Ajit is going to have to find a way to be able to play around this Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, she's most likely to go for the Battle Fury to try and race him, keep those items up. The big catch point for her is going to be that BKB. Once she gets the BKB online, she can run over this team, because the thing is right now, you look at what they've got. They've got the tiny combos you said that's going to burst it down. You've got the Brewmaster that can Cyclone you in a big fight. Nick's going to go hunt for her at all times.
Yep.
Of course, she does have a built-in smoke, so she can know when he's on top of her now. Thanks for that, by the way, Frog. I'm surprised that didn't get changed. For everything that did get changed with that hero, I was surprised that the blur change did not get touched.
I agree. I sort of, again, one of the things we talked about yesterday, it's so unusual. If you've come to Dota recently, you probably don't appreciate how much of an outlier this patch is. It used to be years in between examples of changes being literally reverted in Dota, and there are just so many of them in this patch. But yeah, I agree. I thought Blur might have just been like, okay, you know what, that was a bad idea. But nope, they kept it.
I mean, credit where credit is due.
As far as your
like the talent,
absolutely. As far as by the way, your item comment about PA, because I think that's actually going to be a big deal in this game. Before we get off to something more abstract, Battle Fury against AM is a two-edged sword, because really the problem becomes if you go Battle Fury on PA, your Deso and BKB timing, or your damage item and BKB timing, can get delayed to the point where AM is getting toward his Abyssal, and that's really where you get in trouble. If he gets his Battle Fury Manta Abyssal online around the time, if you don't have your BKB online before the time that he has Battle Fury Manta Abyssal, that becomes the time where he can start to man fight you.
Sure, but we'd expect that, right? We expect the BKB as the second item for the PA. And this type of lineup as well, you've got your Earth Spirit that could build to Vlad's if need be.
It's pretty tough, though, right? I guess you can do it in this. I guess you can do it against this lineup because Tiny is the only one. You know, Brewmaster, sure, but Tiny is the only one that gets super, super beefy. But it can be awkward if you think about playing AM against the Boom ID lineup, right? When you're talking about having to get through a Kunkka, and even an Earth Spirit and a Darkseer, it gets awkward going Battle Fury straight into BKB because you don't have enough damage, even with the ridiculous crits.
True.
All right, anyway. Lanes. Let's talk about lanes. We're going to see Kunkka against Tiny mid. What do you think about this?
No one wins this lane. Like, this should be the most boring lane in the game. In fairness, unless there's rotations. There is an advantage for the Kunkka because you have the Earth Spirit on your team. But you're against the Prophet as well.
Again, the one big thing, as I tried to sort of improve my own laning analysis, at Chongqing, one of the big things that the pros were saying to me is that in any Tiny lane, you have to ask the question, are they going to have kill threat on him at any point? Because if Tiny is allowed to play in a lane where he does not have kill threat against him, he's going to CS against most heroes, right? Most heroes are not going to be able to harass and manipulate the lane to deal with his tree grab if he can play like he's playing. See where he's playing in the lane. If he can toss you back like this.
Yeah, and give you the courier like that. Makoto just... He goes, okay, you want to do this? I mean, he'll go down and give first blood, but he's still got the courier before it happens.
Yeah. And you can see them, Boom recognize that a little too late, recognize that Kezcute at least needs to sort of hedge over toward this lane. And man, he's level 2 before his mid Kunkka is level 1. This is hilarious. Games in this region are so much fun because shit like this happens all the time.
It does. I mean, you got to argue who got the better trade. Yes, you get the first blood, but I mean, the courier being sniped out like that, eventually you'll just begin to whittle down Moon.
God, that's actually a lot of fun.
I mean, it was fantastic as well because you look, Makoto had vision of that, but it was quick. Had to be quick on the reaction. He had to anticipate the toss was coming. He more or less embraced it.
Okay, so man, Pi almost, that was actually almost super good by Pi, anticipating the Earth Spirit trying to pull the wave off, and he was almost, he got 2 of the creeps in this camp. That's actually like, it's a little thing, but that's super good by Pi. That Earth Spirit roll is not the easiest thing. That sort of roll aggro the creep wave is not the easiest thing to anticipate.
Nicely done nonetheless. He's just harassing Joachim pretty effectively, considering that the Earth Spirit did start without a Stout Shield. Which is weird as well. I'm looking at his build. He hasn't got an Orb of Venom. He didn't go for the boots. He didn't go for the Stout.
Yeah, what is this? That's a really sharp point. Shared Tango, Fairy Fire, Mango. What in the world? He must have bought War.
He had Salve. He had at least 3 tangos, maybe 6. Oh. No, yeah, because Kesku start with the boots. So this is essentially functionally like a pos 5 Earth Spirit right now.
That's super bad though. I mean, so much of the value that you have to have after these nerfs like a year or so ago, where his level 1 spells got nerfed because he was just roaming and killing everyone in the mid lane. You have to have those kinds of items. Now, Moon is playing, by the way, on very, very low health in the mid lane. He's got to level up on the Kunkka, but, you know.
The core is coming now. It's finally bringing someone out. Double salve and a ball.
Yeah, that's the effect of playing without that courier. You know, trading it for the first blood.
In terms of net worth right now, decent lead, though. About 500 gold, even after burning a decent chunk on that regen.
Yeah, I like it. Both of the carries farm. I mean, you know, you're checking all the boxes. This is kind of what you said about the mid lane applies to all the lanes in this game, is that, you know, everybody's sort of farming. Nobody's really winning, with the exception of that exchange mid, which, because of the courier kill, was about a rub anyway.
That does actually give a slight lead to the Phantom Assassin rather over the AM, right? Like, you get that extra gold from the Chorus Snipe, and they're more or less neck and neck in terms of CS right now.
But here you go again. Watch this mid lane, guys, and learn from my own deficiencies. I had to have this explained to me by the top pro players that as long as Tiny can just play up on the creep wave and toss you back all the time, but he might get punished for it here as the Shadow Shaman and the Earth Spirit rotate over. This is what you have to do.
Yep.
Because if Tiny can just do this freely, he's going to own you.
Tiny still almost owned them. They'll cleave him down anyway. They almost got Joachim response, but the Shackles come out into Pylai die as well. Pi needs to move. Makoto's going to chase. The roll through does connect with the stun there.
Nice.
Deeper shot finishes him off.
Yeah, you gotta do that in that lane, and you don't have to have your supports hanging out there, but you got to show that pressure at least once, so that the Tiny has to think before he just walks up and tosses you back to his tower. Cool.
Should keep him pretty focused on the supports of Boom now, especially this Earth Spirit. If he's not shown in lane, he should be more defensive. Rune? Uh-oh, a little bit late from Joachim. Maybe they get killed into Febby now. Mango up. Iron Shell's chasing forward. And he'll just go for the TP away. No, they have no way of stopping this.
Nice. This is what you expect from a final series in a regional qualifier. Both these teams sort of solid ideas in terms of how they're approaching these early games.
Yeah, I think they should start stacking a bit for the Kunkka. Makoto can actually farm in the jungle quicker than the Tiny can.
What do you think about you're a Kunkka player? What do you think about dipping over and farming single stack camps at level 4? That's not something I see.
He done
the
it for
Kunkka players
bounty.
that I've talked to are very split on that.
So he done it for the bounty in that case. So he's getting double value, right? But it's okay here because he's got this camp really close by. This is why like Kunkka Radiant side it's deceptive. You think it's more favorable, but this triangle, like, it's just efficiency in terms of movements, right? Because once you got 3 points in the Tidebringer and then go up to the 4th, it's off cooldown so often that your concern is how long do I have to wait between reaching somewhere and farm, not how long do I have to wait for the Tide.
And now I know you really are a Kunkka player. All right, very nice, very nice.
I've passed the test.
No, that jives with about how it was explained to me.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's just deceptive, right? Because there's a lot of heroes that utilize that Radiant camp right next to the wave so well, and Kunkka's kind of okay with it, but it's just the awkward distance, I think, because just compare the two triangles, right? Like, it's deceptive because Radiant's
down bottom here. The Earth Spirit looks like he's going to go down.
See, look, you trapped me. All right, we're going to go to KP dying here. You got me on a passionate discussion. KP stopped talking because KP is dying. They can't finish him, though.
No, come on. He's KP, dude. He doesn't die. This guy's amazing.
I mean, he had to heal up, though. So that was costly to stay alive, at least.
He is. He's one of the guys that I most look forward to meeting when I go to events. He's just a fun dude.
I still don't think I've had the pleasure of walking up to him saying, "KP, hi, I'm KP."
I want to be there for that. Because he's just the kind of guy that he will talk to anybody and is incredibly friendly and just loves to go on about Dota.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I think the oddest meeting I've ever had was when me and Dakota first met each other. Because,
oh really?
Yeah, because we kind of looked like each other. And we were both wearing our glasses as well. Yeah, like I didn't realize it.
I guess so.
I didn't realize it myself until we looked and we was just like, okay.
All us white guys look alike. Right?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, of course. Turn into a race thing. Brewmaster being chased down, by the way.
All right, whoops. Very nice. And they kill him with his first split up. Excellent.
Didn't get a chance to use it. Boat's hurt. Nice rotation. And this is the thing. Once again, no doubt about Kunkka. See, look. Where's he going to go farm now? He needs to actually try and make his way scattering across the map. But Moon turns up with a DD, gets to kill the Shaman.
Tiny, okay.
Fervin. No, Fervin. Respect the Tiny. You've got a level 1 blur there. That's kind of the deception, right? If you don't have that DD, you're like, Tiny's got everything on cooldown. Kill him. But hitting this hard, almost 300 damage with the DD, you don't tempt fate.
Yeah, it's kind of okay though.
Pi?
He's 4-1-1-1, so he's not going to necessarily kill you outright with his combo.
Well, Pi is going to be 0-2-0 at this rate. They're trying to get rid of him. They'll cleave him off. But guess what? Moon still has a DD running. So you can pay the price.
He gets the trade for his core, right? That's actually completely acceptable.
Definitely what I'd say is efficient DD usage right there.
Well, you leave that exchange, and however temporarily, Tiny's now 2 levels up on the Kunkka. Yeah, it's more like 1.5, but that's totally fine.
Sure. But right now,
again, you were remarking about that farming efficiency for Kunkka. It's very nice for Moon to be able to take this bottom right area of the map away.
And that's the thing. If he had actual matching gold, I'd be okay with this because Moon wants gold more than XP and Makoto. Like, Kunkas can use gold early on very well, whether you're going for the Halberd build or something like an armor, even the Radiance Rush. But he's 1,000 gold or so behind the Tiny right now.
Yeah. Issue.
Big issue.
No, that's exactly right.
Right now, I mean, they've switched it up. They brought Fervin top, so AIM's just moved bot. This is the problem. Because now there's less value in trying to go and find Ajit in this bot lane. Instead, they're stacking up on the mid. 4 heroes here. The Kunkka is lingering nearby. He needs to be careful, though.
I'm not really sure what you're going to get done as the Kunkka. I think you gotta dip out of here. I really don't like... I don't like this Darkseer's movement.
Yeah, well, most people don't like movements that end in death.
Well, the thing is, right, you just sort of tentatively, oh, hey, my Kunkka's... It's very reactionary, right? You're just sort of saying, oh, gosh, my Kunkka has 4 heroes. He's losing his tower there. I better go down and help him. But you have to get away from that mentality because those 2 heroes aren't going to do anything. You know, as the 3 position, it's not worth your time to make that rotation unless you've got at least another 1 hero to at least protect the tower, and ideally 2 to be able to make something happen on the other side.
Sure, it's the watch and wait dilemma, right? The classic is when you're sitting in your base and they're taking your base, and you're just sitting there and you will never engage, and then you realize I could have been split pushing through this whole situation.
Yeah, exactly. It's the old pub thing where like you get. Basically, when that happens at a pub and your teammate is that Kunkka, he basically picks a random hero on your team and flames you for not coming to help him. But it's like, it is really dumb for me to come and help you if at least one other person is not.
And more to the point, the correct logic is, wait, there's 4 heroes here, which means AM is most definitely alone.
Oh, Vendetta kill possibly on the PA here. They're going to get the combo of Tiny. Oh, that is the kill combo. That's why you 5th pick this Nyx Assassin with the Tiny already on board.
Yokum will just TP out successfully, but this is the other thing. He shows on the lane. They look for the PA elsewhere with the wards down where they are. You can see Mineski are going to keep this aggression up. There is a smoke, but that was very close to being in ward vision. Just hidden by a single tree. So
what a lot of the pro teams will talk about is these 2 hero kill combos, right? So Tiny right, can struggle to solo kill the PA before he has his combo fully online. The Nyx Assassin being there makes it so that that kill threat's there that much earlier.
Well, being an Assassin, he does go down. They snipe him out. Totally, but that means Makoto's alone in the bot lane. The boat comes out. He can't even hang around for the buff. There's a big mana void, and it's got Makoto's name on it if they want to use it.
Oh, yeah.
You ever feel like AM's hold mana void? Yeah, just for the demoralization, you're dead. Just to make sure here's a huge explosion.
Yeah. Well, and it's just, it's so high value right now for the AM to be the one that secures that kill.
KSQ in the wrong neighborhood right there, as Mineski just run through and plow him down. Roll up, looking for Pile Die.
Commit for Pile Die, that's fine.
They silence him up, he can't TP away. They will get the kill. He sprouts them, but no one's in the neighborhood to try and get a rebuttal kill.
But again, you look at those exchanges, right, and just ask who's dying. It's the Nature's Prophet and the Nyx Assassin that they're giving away on the side of Mineski. They're completely happy with that. They're completely happy to give away 2 support kills to get their AM 1 kill on the core Kunkka.
Yeah, they're just accelerating their gold lead. Look at the anti-mage at the top right now. 1,000 gold ahead of the PA, and then the Tiny still 1,000 gold ahead of the Kunkka.
Yeah, I mean, AM with his Battle Fury already completed with treads at that 13-minute mark. You're gonna see more AMs do this in this patch. Forgo the Wraith Band entirely.
PA did not do that, though. The Phantom Assassin went for the double Wraith Band, so she still doesn't have the Battle Fury yet.
Oh, it's much higher value, though. Because once she gets her 6 online, she can actually spit and kill.
Yeah, of course, you can look for the kills, but at the same time, this is where that escalation is going to get more severe. It's going to take you another 2-3 minutes, in which case, Anti-Mage already has another 1,000 gold lead over you.
Yeah. But that's part of why, that, again, you know, when the PA's team recognizes that the AM is off to this kind of lead, they need to create some kills for her. Because you pick PA against AM because you know that she's going to own him if they're at farm parity.
They might try and make that happen. They have moved top with Makoto. Yeah. Problem is, do they know this? I mean, no one's showing other than the PA right now. They have to know something is up. The pings come out, though.
Yeah, this is good. The Earth Spirit has this.
KP, in trouble. Boats coming in. Perfectly done. Silent stop. Hex stop. And dead. They even commit the wards to ensure the kill. And Prophet's coming in. Pi? Okay, he thinks twice. For good reason as well. His team couldn't get across quick enough.
So if you don't stack those, you may be able to get that kill without committing the wards, but that's fine. You're probably not going to... You don't need the wards to pressure towers right now.
No, it's just trying to alleviate any pressure that could be placed on Fervian while he keeps farming up. Problem is, they can never find that ideal kill. The anti-mage Ajit is what they need to find, but they do have the means. And Yoakum is in the neighborhood. He is the way that they do this with the silence, but it's only 1 point in the grip. Rolls in, does get the rune. Slow him down. Ajit taking a lot of damage. Actually lose a lot of mana as well. Hexed up, he will go down. No escape from this. Beautifully done. No! He tries to link away too late. The Magnetize did indeed get him. Even with the maxed out counterspell. You know, if that was old counterspell, he would have had enough magic resistance to survive. The Courier, however, did not. Nice snipe out from Febby. Some wards did have the Buckler as well.
The upside of all that, right, is that your Earth Spirit has participated in these 2 kills, and he's still got 4 remnant charges.
Yeah, Yoakum's done a good job of managing his remnants so far. Well, this is the thing. I don't think he's ever been below 3 at any given time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's cool, right? I mean, it's no problem if you have to blow those charges, especially to get a kill on the AM. But because you have them, it means you're fully online for these pushes here.
Yeah, and this type of game is very hard to actually maintain those remnants. There's so many things you want to actually be throwing out between the slows and the roll-ins. This is actually something a lot of players still, even at high levels, struggle with when it comes to Earth Spirit, is managing remnants efficiently.
So that I think that I looked at that decision. Mineski backed off, or sorry, Boom ID backed off that push very, very quickly, but it was because they saw that the PA had just finished her Battle Fury, and you don't want to have her off. You don't want to have her potentially off map right after she finishes that item. So good risk reward call there. Whoever in TeamSpeak called the back.
Hey, you don't know. They might be on Skype.
Oh, what? Skype in 2019, lol. Okay,
hey, after the amount of TeamSpeak issues the CIS teams were having yesterday, you never know.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough.
Boom. We'll recommit to this push bot. the most important part about this is it forces the attention of Mineski towards the bot lane again. But instead, they smoke and get good top.
Huh.
They won't find
Ajit that was interesting. Ajit is really scared. You see that scan up top?
Yeah. Like, you look at it right now, there's not really much shown in the bot lane. The PA is lingering. You know she's got kill potential with the level 2 coup de grace. I understand why he's so scared. I mean, you gotta be.
Something's messed up with those scans. Okay, anyway.
It's okay. What would have happened is there would have been the master bait, right? You throw out a dagger, and before it reaches and uses counterspell, use Phantom Strike and force him to blink to you. See? We're smart. Next level strategies. Ajit is just thinking much deeper than us. That's all it is.
I love it.
Alright, trade for trade. 2 pretty worthless towers in fairness. But gold in the pockets nonetheless. And actually, KSQ has the wards. They can commit for a tier 2. But so will their opponents. Mineski say, alright, anything you can do, we can do just as well.
Yeah,
maybe not better.
And again, you know, if you're Mineski, you feel perfectly good trading gold at this point in the game because your AM is making great progress. I mean, he's going to have his Manta and another couple thousand gold.
Well, Mineski have gone back. They want to prep for a defense here. Febby, invest up. Stun's going to come out onto the Kunkka. Avalanche toss is there.
Nice.
Should get him low and finish him off. He needs to get the bow out. Shadow Blades up and runs away. They did get an earn out. It's going to go for the TP away. He'll just about make it. The tree, a little bit too late to connect. They did use the split, though. Can they find something out of this? It's going to be a surge to try and move away, but FBZ getting a little bit too low. We'll die off.
Oof. And it is Ajit that gets that kill again.
They did commit the split, however. They didn't get the big primary kill onto the Kunkka. He was able to TP away on barely any HP.
Yeah, but look who's up in the upper left part of the map by herself and is now essentially caught up in net worth to that anti-mage.
And it will get spooky.
That's... Wow.
Going for the BKB next as well.
Wow, but she's got... This is what we're talking about. I mean, this AM is not going to have a window on anymore. No way. That's why they make that back call. Because they buy her space. She now has Battle Fury Deso, and they're going to be able to sneak Roche. No problem.
Even without the wards, they don't require them.
No way you sniff this out.
I mean, you might, but you haven't got the split available is the problem. No Vendetta. Running in now. Febby maybe can make a play. They sprout to get detection on it, but Kodo is Shadow Bladed up. It's going to move away.
It's just, yeah, it's not worth... I'm surprised that they showed as aggressively there to defend because... Like you said, if they get caught in a team fight there, they have no split.
They got on FBC, though. They use the Vendetta for good effects. Poor little Darkseer can never escape this.
Huh. Yeah, even the 1 point in Mana Burn does pretty good damage to the Darkseer.
Makoto is lingering around here, by the way. He needs to get the hell out of Dodge. They've got a ward as well. Reinforcements are nearby. He really wants to make a play on the Febby. Cannot do so.
Where's the man? They don't have ward vision. That was actually Mineski reacted to that rush really quickly. I was wondering if I'd overlooked a ward somewhere.
No, Boom had vision on the back foot, so they knew about Febby being in the neighborhood, but there was nothing they could do. Actually, right now, what's Pi going for next? He went for the casual buckler. I would like to see the mech build.
Pretty standard.
Like, especially the way the mech builds for you later on. If you put in a Guardian Greaves, you get a level 20 talent with a cooldown reduction for the Nature of Prophet. You actually commit a lot to a fight. The other typical thing that people do like to pick up is a Meteor Hammer, if you're feeling super greedy. Let's go for the Crimson Guard.
I like that.
I mean, it's a fair shot as well. That allows KP to go for something a little bit more aggressive, maybe.
Well, and I think it's you're thinking about, right, that's gonna let you tank through roster wards. It's gonna help a lot damage mitigation with all these. If Darkseer gets a really good wall and he gets a bunch of illusions, it's gonna help a lot with that. They have a lot of Boom ID has potentially a lot of damage instances in these fights.
And now they'll commit for the rush. The wards are back up. You just mentioned them. They do get dropped.
But there's nothing you can do about that treant, right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate because now if you don't commit, that is completely and utterly wasted. They know about it as well. FBZ walks into the pit, but there's no commitment. PA's already on top. problematic because now, I mean, Mineski, they could try and sneak in themselves. Ajit wants to keep farming though.
They don't do it nearly as quickly though.
But,
I say that and Moon gets a DD.
Well, I mean, that DD is good for killing things smaller than Roche. I think 8.5k HP is a little bit too much for him to burst down.
Yeah, I would think so.
Najee is looking to make sure he can't be burst down. He's going for the Skadi next, over a Basher into an Abyssal.
What?
Yeah, this is surprising considering the PA threat.
That's super. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think this is a Skadi game for AM, but I guess you should already be able to tank through Kunkka's combo because of the counterspell active.
Yeah, the counterspell,
even though they remove the double. But I guess he's thinking about spell damage. He's thinking about there are 4 heroes on Boom ID that have appreciable sources of spell damage.
Jump in by Pi. Sprout's going to come out. Kesky's been found. He shackles up. Battle away. Nicely done from Yokum's going to keep KP locked in. The silence does come out. He'll back up. KP responses.
You need to be careful overcommitting. He does have split.
Him down to half HP. Like keep a nice little KP illusion alive. PA is split pushing, so someone has to get back to deal with that soon.
By the way, super nice for Kesky on the Shadow Shaman that even though he is super poorest here on the map, he still has managed to complete that Aether Lens.
Ooh.
So he can actually play his hero in these fights.
And if we see more combos like what we just saw with the Elf Spirit there, there's less risk to you as well. By the way, Yokum does now have the Spirit Vessel, so this Tiny is in a lot of trouble. Could beam tanky until someone gets that item. And considering you've got 2 strength cores, there's definitely value in it. Teams calm down again. Pi's going to do what he can. This is the beauty of playing that +5 Prophet, is you just commit to these blind pushes in lanes, knowing that even if you die, it's worth it.
Yep.
Oh,
still, you'd like to see that Crimson online.
Yokum went pretty deep. He's going to be stunned up despite Carapace boat coming in. Torrent onto 2 now. Fervian going in. Look at the cleaves. The wards get dropped as well. The vacuum out. The shackles are under KP. He can't get the split out. He goes down. Ajit chasing forward. Looking on a Kesky. But now Fervian does arrive with the BKB activate. But the Sprout holds him in place because he's not cutting the trees in time. They move through. Ajit has been locked in. He's extra dragged back in the torrent. They want to try and get him. Ajit is going to go for the blink away. The stuns are coming out to Fervian. The boulder smash through. Doesn't slow down Ajit. And now PA turned around on down to half HP. Just gets melted straight through. Wow. They're going to chase for more now. Like Carapace from Febby pretty early. They're going to activate the Shrine. Yokum puts out the Spirit Vessel. Spirit Vessel on him as well as he rolls away, but gets blocked out by KP as he blinks forward. Yokum can be protected by the Torrent, but not before he gets stunned up by the Impale. Now the toss forward to finish him off as well. 3 down inside of Boom. Beautifully done by Mineski.
Yeah, and there's a Spirit Vessel on the other side as well. Febby.
And this is the price you pay for allowing that tier 1 to stand to the 25-minute mark.
That is exactly right. That is your early warning system on the side of Dire.
Mikoto? Well,
what
happened
there?
You know, I'm not even sure I call that a high reward for a high risk scenario because that's a very tanky brew. And now they can just go for Roche because you don't have both. Hex coming out.
It's a short cooldown, but it's not that short.
FBZ, he's in trouble. He's got the Sprout coming off cooldown. He needs to make an escape, though. Can he, though? Mana Boy comes out. Kesky goes down, and FBZ sprouted in.
Move?
This is a game-throwing move, in fact. As Mineski claim even more heads and head straight back to the pit. You bought time for your PA to be up, but now what do you do? Kunkka does have boat in 15 seconds. Maybe you can make a play, but they might look to make a play on you.
It's a little bit of sort of like game theory here, though. You know, as Boom ID, that they don't have like the super fast Roche lineup. So in the back of your head has to be that any hard show on the Roche pit by Mineski is going to be at least a little bit of a bait.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. You buy time for the PA to be up. They're probably valuing the Aegis on Phantom Assassin above anything else. KP moving in.
And Kesky looks like he might have gotten caught.
BKB, Fervian is going in. Is looking for an opportunity here. Boulder Smash comes out to find Pylite die. They can get Febby as well as they move across. Keep shocks there. They'll be able to finish off a second one as the crits are there. Buybacks instantly, though. They're looking to re-engage. The BKB has ended. They're forced to fight. And now in trouble. The stomp coming out from the centaur. Furby needs to move. Wave Split's going to be there, though. He's out of mana. And he might run out of life pretty fast. They move in. The silence is there on the animates, but he doesn't give a damn. Crits are big. PA is scary, but so is that mana void as it brings her down to half HP. And just finishes her off. Toss in. Sprout on the 2. Actually, Makoto. BKB's up trying to move away. We'll have to leave something behind. He sacrifices the Darkseid so he can live. X coming out on the moon is going to drag him back into his death. Shadow Blading up, but nope. Short range blink away by Moon. They're going to turn around, get rid of Kesku. They bait them in. And Moon still alive. Makoto tries to escape with the toss on the spot. The avalanche comes out, and he's going to be fallen as well. Pylai die. TP's forward. They're going to look for more. Actually, Joachim comes out again. Boom are so hungry to fight, but you just can't.
Oh, they're just baiting themselves. They're just absolutely baiting themselves. The only reason that fight looked so close at the beginning is because the AM had sort of backed to the right to pick up his Scotty from the courier. If AM had been focused on that fight the entire time, I think Boom would have died that much faster. It's just, I don't know. I like the movements by Ajit, though, after that were good, recognizing that his team had sort of had to scramble back a little bit and the positioning was really weird, and he played on the right side of that fight, isolated the PA, mono-voided her down to basically no health. Still, the Boom, again, just sort of, you got to think a little bit strategically as Boom ID. Mineski have the material to fight around the Roche Pit there, and sort of going into them multiple times is just not the play.
And these are the big KB charges for the PA, and they're backfiring against them every time. They're getting kited out so fantastically by the side of Mineski. This is the thing. People think about the Battle Fury countering out what the Prophet can do with the Sprout, but he doesn't actually have to trap you inside. If he traps you on the other side, you have to cut through multiple trees. And at that stage, if that buys 2-3 seconds of the BKB, great, because then suddenly your Phantom Assassin is in trouble. Things are getting more.
The thing about PA, right? You know, yeah, she can man fight an AM if she's close to farm parity, but if the AM's team has a control advantage or a positioning advantage over her team, the AM doesn't care. The AM's never hitting you. She just goes and hits your teammates.
And that's the thing. What's your front line when you're Boom right now? You look at this, right? Joachim does not have the double bracer. He can't do it. The Kunkka doesn't want to. He wants to be able to get the boat combo out at least. Darkseid is not that tanky. And to Darkseid, he'll prove that fact as FEZ gets tossed out of the base.
Well, and Darkseid just gets owned. This is why you pick the AM as a counter to Darkseid. It's not just about the lane. You just kind of get owned by Mana Burn, Mana Void the game.
And now your base is going to get owned too. The Torrent looking to slow things down. Actually does get clipped on it. Serpent Wars, they do get committed defensively here, but I don't think Ajit cares. Instead, he starts farming. An Avalanche. Moving forward. He has got the toss back. We'll use it on the Kesku. Throws him into the mess. We'll kill him off before the Shackles can do anything. Split comes out. Cyclone is there onto the Kunkka. He's got the BKB when he comes down, but what can he do with it? They're waiting. With Shadow Blade up. That's going to be a lane. They just run straight to top, or do they go mid? They'll probably go for the mid lane after getting the runes. And she has been X'd. Don't really see much of a play likely to happen off the back of this, though. They'll just move out.
Yeah, looks like we're going to reset.
So
are you an NFL fan at all? You watch American football at all?
Sorry. When I hear the word football, I link it to the real football.
You think of round, checkered, black and white.
Yes,
I got
the correct one.
You boy, that's okay. That's okay. No, I like to. So I won't go into this, but for people that follow American football, Roche fights are the special teams of Dota. They have been for a long time. They're infrequent plays, but they have a huge impact, and they impact the game outside of the context of that individual play, right? The strategic play around the Roche Pit there by Mineski has just basically decided this game.
Fair way of looking at it. I mean, the way that the game has changed in the last 3-4 years, right? With teams just being a lot more reserved. Every way you look at the game, the Aegis enables you to make these plays you saw 2-3 years ago that were too risky because you could die.
But this is also why Navi was like Navi, especially when Puppy took over as captain, were like the best Roche Pit team in Dota over a period of 3 years, and that's why they almost beat Alliance at TI3. Like Alliance was, in my opinion, just a better team at that point, but you know, Navi just understood how to fight around the Roche Pit.
Yep. Now a lot of teams prioritize that because that's always been the win condition. Like, you get your Stomp games, but when you're in an even game, it always comes down to Roshan now. I mean, hell, TIs have been decided by Roshan. I always like to use the example of TI7 and a DD rune that would just enable the picking up of Nagus outside the pit.
I mean, Roshan's the only objective on the map that's truly dynamic, right?
True. Makes you wonder if we'll ever see more.
There all game. That's fair enough.
I'm not sure if we want to, though. We don't want to turn the League of Legends here. We want to keep it interesting.
Oh my god, no, please.
I have a giant dragon.
It's funny, the best reply... Oh, we might get a fight here.
Split comes out.
This point. Come on.
They're just zoning out. As he's hitting the buildings, they need to stop him right now, but KP is creating that space. Kodo will Shadow Blade up, but the damage is already done. They'll move across to the mid. They want all these melee Raxes. Ajit, use the counter spell to make sure they cannot try and do anything to him. I'll back away again. How long they got left? They've got about a minute.
Sort of late in the Chongqing Major, when I was lamenting the fact that only 81 heroes had been picked so far after 76 matches, I got somebody that I know in League messages me, and he's like, you know how spoiled you are when you're complaining that only 81 heroes are in the meta. I was like, all right, that's fair. The dust whips barely.
Maybe about it
midway. Will be reclaimed.
They didn't get that other melee racks, but that is still going to be 2 lanes pushing into the Boom's base. And a 25,000 net worth lead now for the side of Mineski. Also be pointed out that AC was picked up by Tiny, so this AM is even more spooky.
Yep.
And that's without the Masher.
Gem on the 5 position Nature's Prophet is really, really nice. Solar Crest Gem, I actually love the fact that he pivoted away from this Crimson Guard build, got the Solar Crest, and is now picking up the gem, and it's just going to help them bottle Boom ID inside the base.
I mean, sure, you're not really dying. Oh, and they might die here. Gonna get caught out. Boat comes in, protects Yokum. KP in trouble. In the wall, it's gonna be shackled up. They'll run straight through. Kill him off. The Mana Void on the back line. Look at the opportunity, but Yokum stays alive. He'll move away. Commit a lot, but they do get a big kill onto KP. And it looked like both teams' strategies there were ignore the other side of the fight.
It looks like Yokum's gonna live on his Earth Spirit.
Moon's in trouble here. Yokum goes down. Moon does actually manage to get the kill, but he might be in trouble himself. NPC chases forward. Vacuum connects onto 2. Ajit, BKB's though, looking to fight further. With his own BKB still running. Febby will be finished off by the dagger. Ajit going straight for Mikoto. No Mana Void though, and they know it. But a little bit of time before Kuka finally goes down. The Cyclone does come out on the PA. And now he's in a lot of trouble. Furman with his been burned straight through. GG comes out.
Yeah. Okay, I was a little bit surprised that Yokum decided to do that. That's fine. It's totally fine. You're going to have a hard time playing in this game as far down as you are against an AM lineup with damage already done to your base. But that's, again, that's the power of the Roche Pit engagement and how it is as much about good strategic decision-making as it is about plays that you make in any individual fight. I think Boom ID had a great approach to this game. I think they were doing a great job tactically in terms of understanding how they needed to keep their PA up to pace to continue to have a chance in this game. But a couple of missteps around that Roche Pit are all you need for a lineup like Mineski's to just be out of control.
I think what we're seeing here is what we see a lot of from Boom. Is that this team has so much raw potential. We see it. They play this early aggressive game so damn well. But then you get to those big decisions around the Roche Pit, usually in the mid-game transition, where there are just some small mistakes that slip through the cracks. And we saw it around that Roche Pit fight where they kept fighting and fighting. Despite they were losing one after another, they kept coming back to die again. And it leaves a lot of questions. It makes you wonder if Boom... I mean, no discredit to KezQ, but, KezQ is not this big captain, this known captain. If you were to get somewhat sort of veteran with a lot of experience on that team, calling the shots, what would be the change?
I mean, that's part of why you have such an advantage with Febby and Pile Dan. I actually think you could see it. Reflecting on it now, I think you could see it from very early on in the game when Boom ID, they had a smoke, they had that super early deso on the PA. They thought that Mineski didn't know about it, and they tried to sneak the Roche the first time, and it was sniffed out so fast by the side of Mineski, and I have to believe that Pile Die was involved in that shot call, and then he just knew to basically keep a treant around the pit for the rest of the game. And I think Boom ID just they felt like they felt like if they got Aegis on their PA, that all of a sudden this AM was largely going to be neutralized in the fight. But on the way to trying to get there, they sacrifice so much in multiple engagements.
That does mean that Mineski take an early lead in this best of 3, but they are best of 3s, in fact. So that means that Boom still have a chance to come back from this. Short break, then we'll see if they can manage that, or if the favorites in the series will just run away with it. Stay tuned.